militants to boycott the polls, as has been the case in the past, and partly due to the urge to protest against their economic woes, skyrocketing inflation, and the loss of Kashmir's autonomy over its domestic affairs. First phase of the elections, allegations of curbing dissent. This election could be an opportunity for Mr. Modi's party to show that it's committed to holding free and fair elections in what's one of the most highly militarized regions in the world. Reports say diplomats from 20 countries, including Singapore, US and Germany, have been invited to visit Kashmir during the elections. Ishan Garg, Srinagar, Kashmir.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks, looking in more detail today at the impact of Israel's ongoing attacks against Hezbollah forces in Lebanon. They started last week with those booby-trapped pagers and walkie-talkies used by Hezbollah that the Israelis detonated, but they have continued with more direct military action. Israel has struck more than 1,300 targets inside the country now. Bob McMahon, with America's Council on Foreign Relations, says the events of the last week have caught Hezbollah and its leader, Hassan Nasrallah, entirely off guard.
When something like this happened, it was really quite shocking to the country, but also, as Nasrallah admitted, to Hezbollah itself. It has been deeply penetrated. That was also the conclusion after a senior Hezbollah military chief was assassinated in a Beirut suburb last summer. It gives them pause in terms of what sort of response they would do. Is this, in fact, an opening salvo to an Israeli incursion, perhaps, where they would want to push Hezbollah forces back sufficiently that they feel like they have a safe zone? All of this is open for question, as is the extent to which Israel is sharing any information with the United States. It's a very dangerous time.
There are big questions also about how Iran might respond, given that Hezbollah is its most powerful proxy. The UN Secretary-General, Antonio Guterres, says he is concerned that Lebanon could now become another Gaza. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories. Fears of all-out war grow between Israel and Hezbollah as over 550 people have been killed and tens of thousands of civilians flee Israeli airstrikes in Lebanon. Hezbollah has struck targets in northern Israel. World leaders gather in New York for the United Nations General Assembly meeting on Tuesday, with Biden's last speech to the UN as president. And Indian-administered Jammu and Kashmir gear up for the second round of voting in its first local elections in a decade. That's the latest feature story news. Simon Gaitan reporting.
KCHW headlines. I'm Chuck Ritchie. A Moses Lake manufacturer has landed a $200 million federal grant to make EV batteries and ingredients. The money will help Group 14 Technologies build a factory to produce ingredients for next-generation batteries expected to, among other things, power electric cars to travel long distances between charges. The announcement comes with a promise of 300 new jobs. If you're needle shy, you're going to have easy access to a nasal spray vaccine that is potentially life-saving, but it will take a while. The FDA has okayed a nasal flu vaccine for at-home use, but it won't be available until next fall. In our last story, this year's pear crop will be the smallest in 40 years and more brown. Bad winter weather and record-setting freeze in January hit hard in Washington and Oregon, damaging much of this year's expected pear crop. After a freeze, as the pear grows, it gets a rust-colored ring called a russet. Pear Bureau Northwest says you can expect to see more pears with russet than usual in stores, but the flavor won't be affected. For KCHW 102.7, I'm Chuck Ritchie.
You know, I'm a voter. Aren't you supposed to lie to me and kiss my butt?
Yes, you are. Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. Starting off on a Tuesday with my beautiful sister Val. We'll get our screens changed up here for anybody that happens to be watching online. We appreciate you being there. We're on Facebook this morning, YouTube, and Twitch. So a good morning to you as we get all fired up, and a welcome to my beautiful sister live from Deer Park, Washington. It's Val. Look at that.
Good morning.
Crowd's
Good
going
morning,
crazy.
Scott. Good morning, Chuila. I know.
Wow.
Wherever I go, just rounds of applause.
Really? Really? Because I was at one of your events
Not
this
really.
weekend. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right.
I got so many great compliments about my event this weekend.
You
It
did?
was awesome. I had so many people tell me it was the best booth there. It was really
All right.
cool.
All right. So you were out selling your artwork. And,
Yes.
you know, since I haven't visited in a while, I know you do the paintings and you do like things like coasters too, right?
Correct. Yes.
And what other kind of stuff have you gotten into?
That's kind of it. I do some like insulated wine tumblers, and I just kind of started doing resin bowls. So I'm kind of expanding a little bit. I've got another craft fair coming up in October, and I think stuff like that will sell better for Christmas gifts and stuff. So yeah,
All right.
been broadening my horizons a little bit.
Excellent. Excellent. Getting all crafty and making some extra money.
Well, when it comes right down to it, if I tallied everything up,
With supplies.
I'd be lucky to break even.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it goes.
I always say you pay for your habit.
So I like to make lanterns. I think you've probably seen a few pictures. They don't ship well, so you kind of got to sell those locally. But I spend more on supplies, I think I do, than the the lanterns themselves than I actually get. But it keeps you busy.
Right, and if it brings you joy, I mean, that's part of it too. If you love doing it, because I love making my art, it makes me happy. So it's a small price to pay for happiness.
All right, Ken was the first person to check in this morning. He's always here on a Tuesday supporting Val because he loves Val. And the first thing he said was, "Where's our pictures?" Because he couldn't see us. And then he says, "She's amazing." Look at
Well,
that.
him and his wife are probably one of my best patrons. They really do. They support my art. They have since the beginning when it wasn't that good. And they've just always been there and supported it. So I'm very grateful for them and their friendship.
They told me they hate it when you don't give them much notice that you're coming by because they have to run around and hang up all your pictures.
Yeah, I know it. They've got one whole area above their sliding glass door, and Ken says that's the Valerie Gallery.
All right. All right. So Val's going to be at another event, but you're going to have to hang on. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes when we get to the community calendar. You can maybe catch up and see some of her art in person if you haven't caught it before. Let's do that weather forecast in Chihuahua today. Wow. Wow, last blast of summer. 85 for a high today under sunny skies. 59 tonight with a few passing clouds. For tomorrow, partly cloudy, 83, 20% chance of rain. Wow. All right.
Wow.
Then some slightly cooler temperatures. Thursday's just 70 and sunny. 76 and sunny for Friday. Partly cloudy on Saturday, 77. Let's see. For the rest of the weekend, we have Sunday at 78, then return to work on the 30th with a high of 76. And throughout the period, partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. It is going to be some beautiful weather. Maybe you're wrapping up the garden or doing some other things around the house before things really start to change. Get up those Halloween decorations while you can, while it's a little warmer.
Right. Exactly. I think is it still showing like really, really windy tomorrow? You might want to hang off until after the wind when you're going to put up those inflatables or stake them down really well.
Looking here, and that doesn't say much. I see like just 5 miles an hour today, and then tomorrow 15. That's not too bad. A little breezy at 15.
So maybe you're not going to get it in Chihuahua as much as they're protecting for Spokane.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Spokane kind of sucks. And I'm not going to say anything about Deer Park. Maybe it's just windy where you are because of your husband.
Oh, well, that could be. That could be.
He's a little
Well,
windy.
we tend to get like a wind shear maybe off of the mountains to our west. It is always windy at our
It
place.
is.
I
It's so
swear.
weird. It's like you've driven into central Washington. Hold on to your hat.
Exactly. And you drive, Deer Park and the wind isn't blowing at all. So, yeah.
All right. Matt's checking in, one of my buddies from high school. We actually briefly went to broadcasting school together, and Matt dropped out of broadcasting school, became a teacher. The funny thing was Matt was the best DJ in the group, and maybe the smartest.
Well, you have to be able to really talk well to entertain students,
That's
right? So
That's right. Matt,
if
we'd
he
let
uses his radio voice.
Yeah, we would let him do a radio show. Just saying, Matt. Matt says it's 92 in Sutherland, Oregon today. Wow, that's a little warm. You'll pass on that.
Yes.
One. Yeah. All right, thanks for checking in, Matt. He used to do this character called M, and everything was amazing or impossible, and he'd have all these plays off the letter M in his name, of course. So always fun.
Nice.
All right. Slowly moving along this morning. We made it through weather. I should probably do what the kids are eating for breakfast. On Tuesdays, it says cold variety of cereal, banana split, breakfast smoothie, bagel variety, super bakery bread, sausage biscuit sandwich, and French toast sticks. And then for lunch on this Tuesday, well, they're doing a lot of it anyways, so why not take a taco? It's walking tacos, refried beans, veggies, and fruit today for lunch. So there you go. That's what the kids are eating.
Taco Tuesday.
There you go. All right. For the adults, what are you going to do today? Well, why not play some pickleball? Or actually, that's tomorrow. Sorry. Play pickleball at home by yourself in the living room. All right. It's Chihuahua.
Warm up. Get practice.
That's right. 10:30 to 11:30, Chihuahua Library story time. Not sure if they're doing that out on the grass, but still a great day to do that. Now, tomorrow, your Wednesday's pickleball, 9 to 11:30 at the golf course. Tech help at the library, 3 to 4. And food bank goes open on Thursday, 10 to 2. Senior citizen potluck and games. And everybody, all the senior citizens from Chihuahua Valley and Springdale are invited, and that takes place at the Valley Fire Department Grange. And let's see, moving on to Friday, you got pickleball again, and of course our wonderful Chihuahua, Chihuahua Farmers Market, 11 to 3:30. Strangely, you don't see this very often, but it's empty on Saturday for community events. So maybe something will get posted later in the week. But could be gearing up because September 5th, Fall Fest. So a week from Saturday, Fall Fest and the 2024 Wildland Firefighter Olympics. You go, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's October 5th. Not that anybody
sorry.
would think it was September 5th,
Yes,
but yeah.
October 5th. We're not going backwards today, even though I go backwards
No, not today.
a lot. A lot.
A lot. Me too.
All right, another event. So you had an art show. Where were you set up at? Where was this happening?
Last weekend was at SCC.
Okay.
So they have a beautiful area, like back by the student lair student building. Just their big. I don't know. There's sidewalks all through there. It's just a beautiful little area back there.
All right. You are going to be attending another one. It's a little ways away, October 12th from 10 to 4. What's that one? Where's it at?
That one is at the Deer Park Eagles, and they are located at 12 West South Avenue. And there's going to be, we've got lots of vendors. In fact, we're full for vendors, which is awesome. So we're looking at about 25 different vendors. We're going to have soup and sandwiches available for purchase during that time. And then we're also going to be doing some basket raffles for charities. And anybody who donates a basket to be raffled off picks a charity that they would like the proceeds to go to. And that's how we raise some money for local charities.
All right. Very nice. All right, so quick news headlines, probably some different stuff if you didn't catch the intro, but prosecutors said they would ask a grand jury to charge Ryan Wesley Routh, the man who the FBI says targeted Donald Trump from the edge of the former president's golf club with attempted assassination. Prosecutors revealed new details at a hearing yesterday, including that a witness had given authorities a letter written by Routh before the September 15th incident in which he outlined his plan to kill Trump. So authorities already knew this guy was out there. Routh, who didn't enter a plea for the firearms charges he's already facing, was denied bail. Judge overseeing the case called him a serious flight risk and a danger to the community, you think? Set to be arraigned on September 30th. Secret Service said it's implemented new measures to protect Trump, while the House unanimously approved a bill that will give presidential candidates the same level of protection as presidents.
Well, now he can't claim that they're trying to kill him.
All right, news already hit the airstrikes in Lebanon, so I'm going to skip that one. But Florida Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency in 41 counties as a storm is taking shape in the Gulf, expected to become Hurricane Helene. It's Helen with an E? That'd be Helene, right?
I believe so, yeah.
And it should make landfall as a Category 3 storm on Thursday. I always get kind of disappointed. I'm sure most people do in a hurricane. It could be worse if it's coming to your house. But I just know, like 3 days after, we're just going to get drenched up here in Maine. We're just going to get soaked.
You know it's headed your way.
It usually climbs right up the coast. All right.
I wish you could send some our way.
Yeah, it's coming. I'm sure it's coming.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right. New FBI data show the violent crime dropped 3% from 2022 to 2023, with murder rates specifically seeing the largest single-year decline in 2 decades. Property crimes were also down overall. Kind of surprised by that, but okay. The Voice, Season 26, premiered with rookie coaches Snoop Dogg and Michael Bublé, and a new twist called The Coach Replay. Let's see. Also, Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin recorded his first career interception nearly 2 years after he suffered cardiac arrest on the field during an NFL broadcast. Bills fans erupted into cheers.
How awesome is that?
Yeah. All right. For your approval, Ellen DeGeneres' final stand-up special dropped overnight on Netflix. She's become the most hated talk show host in America. I'm surprised she's even trying to do something like that after all the bad press she got for how she treated her employees.
I always found her to be to her guests. I felt like some of the stuff she did wasn't funny. It was more bully-ish. And so I kind of stopped watching for that. It was like she would bully them. I don't know. Very nice. I think she wanted it to be humor, but it wasn't.
Oh, scary.
So
always scary. All right. Intermezzo, Sally Rooney's much-anticipated fourth novel is out. One critic called it utterly perfect. Baseball, Mets and Braves start a pivotal 3-game series at 7:20 p.m. Eastern on the Major League Baseball app. And the WNBA playoffs, the Dream and the Liberty play Game 2 of the Round 1 at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Also, season 19 finale of America's Got Talent airs tonight at 8 p.m. on NBC. That'd be a good one to watch if you've skipped the season, all the way along. I think that'd be a good one. Yeah.
It would be a good one. And you know what I find really interesting is I remember when Simon Cowell first started doing American Idol, and he was just kind of mean to people. He would just tell them what he really thought and not pull any punches. And now to see him as he's evolved over the last, must be a good 20 years or more, he's just kind of a kind man now.
He's being a big old softy. It's like I kind of miss aggressive Simon sometimes. I mean, he can still shoot straight and maybe crush their dreams. But yeah, he is. I've actually seen him. Sometimes you'll catch those on like Facebook Reels. You'll catch clips of America's Got Talent, and I've actually seen him tear up a few times, which really surprised me.
Well, I think a lot of it came after he was a dad, after he became a dad.
That does it to you.
So I think, it does it to you. You start to appreciate things and kind of maybe temper your actions because you don't want to be setting that kind of an example for your kids.
Oh, all right. Ken says money has made him soft. He also complained about Taco Tuesday, saying he can't find Choco Tacos anywhere because Klondike quit making them.
Oh, man. That's the kind of tacos he likes on Taco Tuesdays.
Yep. That's an election issue. You're going to have to take it up with somebody else.
Yeah. Nothing we can do about it.
Nothing we can do about it.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right, bad news, department. Kmart closing its last big box store in the contiguous United States. You okay with that, Val?
I haven't been to a Kmart in so long.
You can't find one. Yeah. Kmart will shutter its location in Bridgehampton Commons in New York on October 20th. Two workers at the store confirmed this. Location is the retailer's only remaining full-size store in the U.S. Kimco Rioli, the real estate investment trust that owns Bridgehampton Commons, confirmed that Kmart is leaving the shopping center. Representative for Transformico, Kmart's owner, did not immediately respond to a request for comment. You're not Transformicoing very well.
Remember when that was like the biggest thing? I mean, we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, getting to go to Kmart was like an outing that you look forward to.
Eat those sandwiches that always taste the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Department store chain will continue to operate a reduced size location in Miami. Retailer also operates in Guam and the U.S. Virgin Islands. All right.
Okay.
Oh, it's perfect. You know, if you're going to be a politician and you're telling stories, you should probably look behind you. J.D. Vance caught lying about egg prices and blaming Harris for him as he was complaining about egg prices over $4, standing in front of a sign that said eggs, $2.99. Is that guy an idiot or is it just me? Every day in the news, it's something dumb he said.
Well, I think what people don't realize too is that the chicken flu, the bird flu, has really impacted egg prices as well. So it's just interesting that we want to turn and make it political and blame a politician for things like that when there is so many other factors at play.
Yes. Val, I can't believe you're so simple that you don't know that presidents control the prices of eggs. Wow. Wow, that's pathetic, Val. I can't believe you don't know that. All presidents throughout history have controlled the prices of eggs.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they have the ultimate power.
Thank you for educating me today.
Yes, yes. Sometimes they even lay eggs. All right.
Big fat goose eggs.
Up for you to decide, is Melania Trump grifting people? She resurfaced. You know, I used to think that you can understand how they were together, but maybe it's coming a little more clear. She resurfaced over the weekend with a new sales pitch for her passionate collectors as she unveiled her 2024 Christmas ornament collection. It wasn't long before her critics delivered some blunt reminders about what she said about the holiday when her husband Donald Trump was in the White House. That's when she was secretly recorded, and then people let it loose. I'm going to have to try and bleep myself. I'm going to make sure I got the delay here in case I don't do very well. I'm working like a bleep my blank off at Christmas stuff. This is her in the White House. These were leaked recordings by a former friend and aide, Stephanie Winston Wilkoff in 2020. Wow. You know, who gives a bleep about Christmas stuff and decoration? But I need to do it, right? Her new Merry Christmas America collection features 4 brass and enamel ornaments ranging from $75 to $90 a pop, or $315 plus tax for the whole set. Steep jump from last year's ornaments, which were sold for $35 to $45 each.
Well, either she needs money for her husband's campaign or she needs money for her divorce lawyer.
Mm-hmm. One of the ornaments appear to be a slightly reworked version of her Mother's Day necklace, while another looks similar to a Vote Freedom necklace she's also selling. Other news, so she appeared at a political rally over the weekend, which she never does, but turns out she got paid $100,000. Well, they said 6 figures. So over $100,000 to show up.
So have you heard when her husband is talking about her book and admits that he hasn't read it? Yeah, it's really interesting. And I was remember how much people made fun of her Christmas decorations at the White House that one year because it was all like bright red tinsel.
This year they're going to make it orange. It's okay.
There you go.
All right. In other news stories, the U.S. is actually going to send some troops to help evacuate U.S. citizens from Lebanon due to what's happening with Israel. Scary, scary stuff. I didn't know we had a lot of residents in Lebanon, but which tells me if they're going to get citizens out, there's something big about to happen.
Yes.
Something big.
And it's just scary about everything that's going on in the Middle East. It's like a pressure cooker right now.
Yeah, but we're all paying attention to politics, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Nearly, this one's for the ladies. Nearly 200 chemicals connected to breast cancer being used in the making of plastic and styrofoam packaging and plastic tableware. Dozens of those carcinogens can migrate into the human body, of course, as we know over the past year and all the news about microplastics. Strong evidence that 76 known or potential breast cancer carcinogens from food contact materials recently purchased all over the world can be found inside of people already. Getting rid of these known or suspected carcinogens in our food supply is a huge opportunity for cancer prevention, they say.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it seems to me when we were kids, you hardly ever heard about a woman getting breast cancer.
So much more.
And now, I mean, you need two hands to count the number of people you personally know that have struggled with breast cancer.
Yeah.
So.
And is it the microplastics? They're in everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. A fun story. Octopuses don't always hunt alone, but their partners aren't who you'd expect. This is a cool science story. New study shows that some members of octopus species, of course, hunting on the seafloor, will hunt with groups of fish, which sometimes include several different species at once. Research published in the Journal of Nature on Monday suggests that the famously intelligent octopus animals organize the hunting group's decisions, including what they should prey upon. What's more, researchers witnessed the octopuses, often called these particular ones big blue or day octopuses, punching companion fish, apparently to keep them on task and contributing to the collective effort, which is the way I'm going to start to fish with my buddies. You aren't catching a thing. Smack, smack, smack.
Put down that beer and
Yeah.
reworm your hook.
All right, now you're going to have to eat a worm.
So what's interesting is, how do they communicate? And so, I mean, I've always thought that species have some mode of communication, whether it's, I don't know, hive collection, hive mind or something. But it's like, how do cows tell the other cows it's time to head into, to the barn? It just seems like there's some sort of communication.
And how is an octopus coordinating fish and different species of fish to all hunt together?
So they must all have a common language.
Well, have you seen like the Aquaman cartoon, and when he'd call fish, he'd go do 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 do. It's that.
Well, I mean, dolphins use sonar.
Yeah.
So
there's something we're missing, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're too busy polluting the oceans to find out what's going on in the oceans. We don't want to know what aquatic life has to say to us.
That's true.
Or about us.
All right, there's news. Congratulations. Everything we found that we thought you might giggle or want to know. And now Val brings us this morning's first joke.
I love days like this. I mean, fall is just my favorite time of the year. You have your sunny skies and cool temperatures. The leaves are starting to change. And those orange highway barrels will soon move into hibernation.
Yeah, that's the best part about fall, when road construction ends.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. My joke, a little weighty, a little heavy. I think it's time I lose some more weight. I just had to replace my full-length mirror with a full-width mirror. Actually, I saved a few dollars. I'm cheap. I just turned the mirror sideways.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You get one of those clown mirrors that make you look thinner and taller.
Yeah. Or in my case, perhaps to make me look normal. I looked in the clown mirror, and wow, I was normal. All right. What everybody wants to know. Here's what everybody wants to know this morning. It's what Val thinks about in the shower. Well, maybe not. Maybe not so much.
My first shower thought was an alarm clock is something you use to scare yourself awake.
It's true. I have to do something really obnoxious to make you like jump right out of bed too.
Oh, really? Oh. How about this one? We bake cookies and cook bacon.
Okay.
Yeah. Your future self is probably talking about you right now.
I was so dumb. Or perhaps back when I was skinny.
Oh, how long ago?
I can't remember.
We press harder on a remote control when we know the batteries are weak.
It's true. It's true.
All the things we do.
And we squint.
here's a-
And we squint if we can't see something, even though it's probably not going to help us see it better.
There you go.
Yeah.
Here's another one for you. You can never stand backward on stairs
Oh.
because you're either going up or down.
Oh. Wow. It's so
Right?
deep. It's so deep, Val. Wow.
That was really deep. That was
Ow.
my
Ow.
deepest one for the day.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. All right. And final thought for the day, cemeteries are the only place people actually stay put.
Tired of following you around. I'm going to take you to the cemetery, Grandma.
Yeah, I was going to say, quit moving around, Grandma.
You're always fidgeting. All right. Four things I didn't know yesterday. Average person walks the equivalent of 3 times around the world in their lifetime.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're like crossing probably almost the 2nd time around the world right now.
And I wonder if I wonder if that's increased just because people have their, little Fitbit or other devices and they want to get in their steps for the day.
Could be. Could be.
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower can be 15 centimeters taller during the summer due to thermal expansion.
Oh, a whole 15 centimeters.
See how I brought that right around to being overweight?
Thermal expansion.
Yes, it's going to be 85 today in Chihuahua. You could experience thermal expansion.
That's what I'm calling it from now on.
That's what happens when I undo my belt and take off my shirt.
Oh.
Wow. All right. Shortest scheduled flight in the world, only 2 minutes long.
Ooh, I want to know from where to where.
It's literally just a hop, skip, and a jump. I never clicked on the link, so I should have. All right, last one.
Let's see if I can do that while you give us our
right.
last one.
Last
It will come up.
one is going to be like vowels. It's going to hurt your brain. Go is the shortest complete sentence in the English language. Go is an imperative sentence, which means it is a command. In imperative sentence, the subject is often omitted, and in this case, the subject is an understood you. So, Val, go. And tell me what the shortest flight scheduled around the world is.
The Loganair Westray to Papa Westray route is the shortest scheduled passenger flight in the world. Flights on the route are scheduled for 1.5 minutes, and actual flying time is closer to 1 minute. The record for the fastest flight is 53 seconds. The route is flown. It's a Scottish regional airline that serves Scottish Highlands and Islands.
Wow. So that's up and down and there in just over a minute.
Yeah, or else is that actual flight time? Oh, I don't know.
Is that what? I don't know if that's when you considered it cruising speed. I just don't fly enough. All right.
Pretty wild.
All right, Val, do you have tattoos?
Yes, I do. I have. Well, if you call my permanent eyeliner, if that qualifies, then I have 3 tattoos. My the one that I got that's like most noticeable to people, and I don't know if you can see it. I had my wedding band tattooed, so I can see it there in the camera. I was always losing the stones out of my rings and damaging them in some way, and so I thought, well, this works great. So the only thing is, and that Brad isn't always too happy about, is it can go like this. You can say, I'm married. I'm not married.
Wow.
Married. Not married.
Plus, you just gave us all the finger.
Yeah, exactly.
A
Live
finger.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
Live on Facebook. And for people who aren't on Facebook and can't see that, they don't tattoo the back of your finger. So when you look at it from one way,
You've
see
got
the front of
a
your
ring
hand,
on your
you can-
finger.
You've got a ring. And when you flip it and just have the palm out, there's no ring.
Why don't they tattoo the back of the finger?
Because it won't last. It wears off.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Just like love, then.
Yes.
It won't last. It wears off. Gets old. Fades. What other kind of words can we use there? Well, waste in my department. All right, so tattoos, that was our lead-in. Tattoos, guys should never get, no matter how dumb things you do growing up. You might have pulled through unscathed. A lot of guys don't, however, and now have a lifelong reminder of their idiocy, which comes in the form of a bad tattoo. So AskMen.com said, these are the tattoos you should never get. Val, let's go back and forth with these.
All right. A superhero emblem. Yes, Batman is one bad bat. Spider-Man is cool, and it's awesome that Superman can subdue an intergalactic menace with a flick of his cape. The emblems emblazoned on their chests represent heroic greatness in their stories, but when they're tattooed on you, they just look silly.
You mean I can't get the bat on my chest?
Or the great big Superman.
Yeah. Bummer.
Bummer. So you're going to have that one removed, Scott.
Wow. Just a little one on the shoulder, maybe a little bat? I mean, Spider-Man, Spider-Man's always seemed a little kiddish to me. I was never even into the movies. Same with Superman. But Batman, come on. He's just an average guy in a mask.
Right. Oh, I saw the funniest thing. A little, side note. Somebody had like a itty bitty tiny little Batman mask, and they put it on their cat. And it was the cutest thing ever. I'm like, if my cat would wear that, I'd get one.
Catman.
Catman.
All right. Speaking of animals, a mythical animal. The idea of a guy getting a mythical animal tattoo, whether it's a giant elf, sprite, or hydra, is outlandish, as the myths from which they originate.
Oh, I don't know. I think you could do something manly like a giant or a troll. I don't know. As long as it wasn't like an elf or a fairy.
I kind of like the three-headed hydra.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with that one. Okay. I don't know. I wouldn't have a problem with that. All right. An anchor. Do you captain a sea trawling vessel? Live on a battleship? Sail the high seas as a pirate? Or have a girlfriend named Olive and addiction to spinach? Then anchor's away. If you answered no to any of the preceding, leave the anchor tattoo to true sailors and start thinking about other options.
Arrgh. We hate ye, landlubbers. How about an iconic face? Always a bad idea, unless perhaps it's Frankenstein. You think Bob Marley's God, John Wayne's cool. You also have a soft spot for Elvis. Why not tattoo him on your soft spot?
Ooh.
Wherever that may be. Why not immortalize your heroes with a tattoo? Well, it sounds reasonable, but beware. Their strong real-life face and photographs can quickly turn into a cartoon when placed on your body.
Well, I mean, you just think about how hard it is for people to paint, like eyes and things like that, even good artists. So, yeah, now you're handing it to somebody with a tattoo gun and asking them to create something that's realistic. It often actually looks like scary instead of realistic.
That's why I did a tattoo of Boo Berry.
Oh.
From the cereal?
That works. Yeah.
Okay, maybe
Boo
not.
Berry.
All right, Val.
I liked Frankenberry better.
Frankenberry? Okay.
Yeah. Barbed wire. This once outsider tattoo is now well worn in the mainstream, which steals you of any pioneering taste in the matter.
I don't get the barbed wire. Looks tough?
I guess.
All right. You may already have one, but it seems that every day everybody has a Chinese symbol tattoo. And when they're asked, many say it represents peace, strength, compassion, or another, pseudo-spiritual theme. What's worse is that most of them admit they can't verify if that's indeed what their tattoo means. For all they know, it could say, "Kick me, I'm stupid."
Exactly.
Should know what you're getting tattooed on your body, definitely.
For sure. This one, any tattoo on your face. Oh, I hate face tattoos. Of course, if you're planning on joining a freak show and have figured out that you can make a living off of it, start inking.
Jelly
Otherwise,
roll.
Don't do it. And it's just like random stuff too. It's just like, and then I hate the neck tattoos where they have that whole tattoo across their neck. I love tattoos, but keep them off your face and your neck. Keep them like below the shoulders.
Well,
So,
unless you're going for that, "Hey, I'm trashy and you should be scared of me" look.
or hey, I just got out of prison look.
Yeah.
The only other, and it wasn't even real tattoo, but the only like face tattoo that I thought was really cool. This was back in the day was it Deep Space Nine, where the captain had that like tribal tattoo on the side of his head. Which one was it? It was one of the
Chakotay.
captains.
He was a Native American, Chakotay.
Yes, Chakotay. And I thought that was a really cool looking tattoo.
No, I get it like that if it's something about your heritage, your culture, that kind of stuff. But some people now are just tattooing words on their foreheads and stuff.
Yeah, it's bizarre to me.
Yeah.
Not you do you, I guess, but
Yep.
yeah.
We're old. We don't get it.
We don't get it, I guess. So.
All right. Let's see here. There's some states, by the way, that aren't allowed to put a tattoo on your face. In some states,
Oh,
it's
really?
actually illegal. Yeah. Okay, this is a letter. Val doesn't have a copy of it because it came as a picture. This is a letter that a wife left her husband when she left on vacation. Okay, and these are like her list for him, so he can stay on track.
Like to-do honey list?
Not really a to-do honey list, just in case he gets confused because she's gone and she isn't there to do it for him.
Okay.
So first one.
Is it quite lengthy?
Not too bad.
Okay.
Quite lengthy. I get it. Val just bashed men.
Shut up, Wesley.
Yeah. First one is, our daughter's at college now. You don't have to pick her up at school anymore.
Oh, my goodness.
Close the garage door at night and when you leave. If you leave it open, the best case scenario, we get raccoons and thieves steal your garage sale paintings. Worst case, they steal your car. Rain, windows closed. No rain, windows open. If you do turn on the air conditioning, it works better if the windows are closed. Stove. Stove is next to the refrigerator if you decide to learn how to use it.
Oh.
On that same vein, set your alarm for 2 a.m. so you can completely shut the freezer since I'm not there to shut it for you each night after you get ice cream. Don't get a dog. I'll only be gone for a week.
Oh.
Don't sign your paycheck and try to cash it. The signature on file is my fake version of yours.
Oh, so true.
Yeah. The maid is also on vacation this week. Note, I'm the maid.
So clean up after yourself already.
This is how I would eat. I left you 7 boxes of Special K with strawberries and a jar of peanut butter. You should be fine for food this week. And the last one. Send me a picture every morning of the bed maid and I'll bring you home a special present.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Don't sleep in the guest room to win the prize.
Because if your wife gets home and the guest bedroom's bed isn't made, you're in trouble.
All right, Val, I've got a question for you. And your answers are going to flow down across the globe You're the decision maker here, okay?
Ooh.
All right.
Not just, okay.
Yeah. For the rest of your life, for the rest of everyone's life, you can only choose from 3 condiments. What are they? It's for Facebook, too.
I thought it was just my personal choice. I didn't know I had to decide for the whole world.
No, I'm making you decide for the whole world.
Well, just because I don't want to be the most hated person on the planet, here's the 3 I would choose.
Okay.
For the planet. It would be mayo, ketchup, and mustard. Just your staples.
Wow, what about ranch?
Well, I did have a second thought about ranch, just because I should probably throw out mustard and put ranch in there.
All right, so what if it was just for you?
Just for me, the ones that I had to do for the rest of my life would be Miracle Whip, tartar sauce, and what would be the other one? I don't care about ketchup, really. I don't know what the other one would be, I guess.
That's all you need?
Yeah.
That's all you need is tartar sauce?
Tartar sauce and mayo and Miracle Whip. It can't be mayo. It has to be Miracle Whip.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe ketchup in there, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
If I was going to choose them, of course, I think it's the number 1. I would have, for my 3, ketchup, and mayo chop.
You know what? I have to pull back my answer now.
Okay.
Because if I did Miracle Whip and ketchup together, gives you kind of that sauce we used to have as a kid.
For fish
Mom
sticks.
always made.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could live with that for my fish sticks and stuff that I would need tartar sauce for. Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna have to change mine too. I'm gonna say ketchup, and country gravy.
Is that a condiment?
Yeah. So last night we had fish sticks and French fries, fish and chips. But to dip our fries in, we made like a half gallon of country gravy. Oh. And you know what? Country gravy is even good on fish. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I know that was kind of a Canadian thing. I think they've always done gravy with their French fries.
Down south, too.
Yeah. So
But some people
that
use
doesn't
meat
seem so
gravy. It's got to be country gravy. No, and not sausage gravy. Just the white country gravy.
Just the white, not even any sausage.
No, the sausage doesn't work with the fries.
Okay.
In my book.
All right.
All right.
You know what I also think would be good is like the creamy Alfredo sauce to dip your fries in.
I bet you it would be.
Probably be good. Mm-hmm.
Like a Frosty. Best for fries. All right, Val. I'm going to give you a news intro, and then you're going to start doing wacky but true taser headlines. Okay? You ready for your news intro? All right?
Yep.
All right. It's time for Taser Headlines with Valerie Hunter on KCHW. Okay.
102.7.
Okay. Stop it.
Grandma, pregnant mom, tasered at party.
Oh. That leaves a lot of questions.
I know. So is it grandma tasered a pregnant mom or pregnant mom tasered grandma? I want to know more.
Grandma and the pregnant mom got tasered at a party.
Okay.
Which means that means a cop tased a baby.
Oh.
Right.
Okay, next headline. Police get a shock when new taser briefly ignites suspect.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Code name, Hardhead.
Hard hat.
All right.
I don't know. Saying the police got a shock, I'm thinking the suspect got a shock.
He looks at his partner and says, do we put him out? What do we do?
What do we do? Who has a fire extinguisher? Not me. Cop tasers unarmed legless man twice.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, have you heard lawsuit?
Not like he was going anywhere.
No kidding. Cops used taser to stop 300-pound man from stealing soda.
You think they could have caught him? Did they have to use the taser?
No kidding. Cops taser man for sitting in wrong seat at baseball game.
Ouch.
Wyoming police used the taser on a 76-year-old driving an antique tractor in a parade.
Well, he was driving it through the crowd.
Cops taser waffle waiter. Could hardly say that.
Yeah. And what it doesn't say here is it's all because he forgot syrup.
That was the exact thing I was thinking.
We needed full bottles because we were gonna chug it.
That's right. Mississippi police used taser handcuffs on wayward emu.
Oh. Wow. Again, really?
Escaped bull topples octogenarian, gets tasered.
Because he knocked out old people?
I wonder if a taser works on a bull.
I don't know. You know, when you think about the old person getting knocked down, though, that's not cool.
No, not at all.
I think I made that happen one time at Chautauqua.
No.
Yeah, there was this guy. He had to be like 250 pounds of muscle. And he's really uneasy. And he's wearing, bedazzled jeans.
A man wears bedazzled jeans?
A 250-pound muscle man wearing bedazzled jeans. And I'd had a few drinks in me, and I caused this. Just saying. Huh? I started making fun of the big pockets because they were the big pockets jeans and they were all bedazzled, and I started making jokes. Now, he didn't hear me, but I think I caused the universe a problem because within, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds of me making fun of him, he was already kind of teetering because he had drank too much. And he's standing beside our table and he starts teetering and then he falls like a telephone pole, takes out Margie.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Took out, and I felt so bad because I think it was my fault because I was making fun of him. So that has nothing to do with being tasered, but just saying.
You toppled a huge man, huh?
And I love Margie, but I was so mad I didn't have my phone out.
Oh.
I mean, it would have been one of those videos that you're just like, oh my God, you know.
Oh,
love you, Margie.
Goodness.
She was, and I would just like to say Margie was okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Let's stick with the animals being tasered because police zapped schizophrenic billy goat 3 times.
And it looks like it still didn't work.
Just in, Scott. Woman uses baby to shield her from cops' taser.
Wow. Strange thing about the rest of that story, it wasn't her baby.
I'm picking up a heavy, creepy vibe here.
Can I hold your baby? Great. That's horrible.
No.
Horrible.
Oh, very horrible.
Oh, man.
Newlyweds tasered at reception, spending wedding night in jail.
Ooh. There's one for her to remember.
I wonder if they were having a fight.
You know there's some wedding photos of that, right?
Oh, I want to see those.
Yeah.
Oh, Brad's sister, one of the weddings she had, because she had several, wedding day, she's still in her wedding dress, and her husband got in a knockdown fight in Deer Park, and he ended up ripping her wedding dress off of her.
Ooh. Whoa.
Now, the fact that the marriage made it a full year is still shocking to me.
People are going, you're early, stop.
Oh, goodness. Okay, got 3 left on this.
All right, these are good.
Headline.
All right.
Cop tasers 14-year-old who wouldn't drop Game Boy.
Ouch.
Cop shocks naked and greased student.
Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.
And last one here. Great grandma dared cop to taser her. So he did.
Oh, ow, Grandma. Wow, that's horrible. All right.
Brad had a guy that he used to, that he knew, just an acquaintance, and he was showing him his taser he bought. I don't know if he bought it for himself or for his daughter or whatever. Showing Brad the taser and decides I'll just shoot him with it while I'm here.
He shot Brad with the taser?
Shot Brad with a taser, like in the arm. And Brad said, then he had to drive truck, and he said that arm hurt so bad that it was all he could do to drive.
That's not a friend.
I said he was an acquaintance. I didn't say he was a friend.
Okay, I missed that part. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But on the other hand,
For some of us here, particularly me, I'd like to buy you a drink and shake your hand.
Oh,
maybe the
goodness.
other hand.
Yeah, because he'd be like holding it.
All right. If you're trying to buy a house before winter sets in, I've got some real estate ad breakdowns for you. This is what the ad will say, when you're looking at the real estate apps, and this is what it means, okay? Ready?
Okay. All right.
Country feel in the city. So if the ad says this house has a country feel in the city, that means the previous owner kept a cow in the basement. Or a horse
or
in the
chickens
kitchen.
in the bathtub.
Or chickens in a bathtub. Exactly. All right. If it says...
Which is a true thing. We had a friend who rents, and he went one time to check on his rental property with the people in there, and she had like 30 chickens in the house.
Whoa. Well, I've heard of miniature horses, but come on. All right. If it says wide and open floor plan, that means the previous owner tore down all the walls. It's ready for a remodel. Yeah. If it says updated bath, that means the tub no longer overflows.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Updated kitchen, sink no longer overflows. And if it says security system, beware, that means the neighbor has a big dog.
And
Barks a lot.
never stops barking.
All right, we are going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to have celebrity birthdays, a little bit of history. We've got a great selection of the stupids today, and we'll bring them all to you in odd news. But you have to stay here on Northern Lights Public Radio. We are KCHW 102.7, and we'll be right back.
Come on down here. Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God! Help me, Allah! Ah! Help me, Tom Cruise!
You know, I'm a voter. Aren't you supposed to lie to me and kiss my butt?
This is the core, where we broadcast our pirate signal and hack into the Matrix.
It's 8:19.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
and by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChihuahuaFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast for September 24th, 2024. I'm Mary Sherman. Some people might already be booking flights for the upcoming holiday season. In the future, they could end up flying on a jet that relies on cleaner fuel sources, with Minnesota at the center of evolving solutions.
Sustainable aviation fuel is creating buzz in the industry as all facets of the transportation sector face increasing pressure to reduce emissions. Delta Airlines and other partners recently announced plans for a blending facility in Rosemount to combine clean sources with conventional jet fuel. Margaret Cherney-Hendrick with Fresh Energy says there's an opportunity for the region to establish itself, while also calling for a careful approach.
Not just from a carbon intensity perspective, but also from an environmental integrity perspective. So how are we thinking about land use conservation, water quality, air quality?
Emerging sources include feedstocks derived from agriculture and green hydrogen boosted by the use of renewable energies in its production. Attorney Hendrick says Minnesota could be a big player because of its agricultural backdrop, and using state and federal incentives to spur production can aid rural economies. I'm Mike Moen.
New data released Monday from the FBI found an overall 3% drop in violent crime in 2023 from the year before, with murders and non-negligent manslaughter falling roughly 12%. The decline comes after a surge in crime during the pandemic, with homicides increasing nearly 30% in 2020, the largest one-year jump on record. Now to Wyoming, where lawmakers are discussing gun legislation after Governor Mark Gordon vetoed a bill that would have repealed gun-free zones this spring. Kathleen Shannon has the story.
The bill would have made concealed weapons legal in more places, including the Capitol, universities, and grade school campuses, where school districts currently make the rules. Annie Griffin is superintendent of the rural Washakie County School District No. 2, where teachers have been allowed concealed carry for 7 years. She told the Joint Judiciary Committee that the rule creates challenges with hiring, permit pulling, and enforcement with adults from outside the district, at sporting events, for example.
Unfortunately, I can tell you of many events of verbal abuse, of violence from children in the classroom. I don't think people fully understand the volatility that can go on in schools.
After the bill passed both chambers, Governor Gordon vetoed it, saying he is a fervent supporter of the Second Amendment, but that the bill lacked sufficient review and debate. Its sponsor, Republican Representative Jeremy Haroldson, says he'll introduce a similar bill next session.
House Democratic leadership is reportedly advising its members that Republicans' bill to ward off a government shutdown for 3 months has no deal breakers for their side. It clears the way for House Speaker Mike Johnson to rely heavily on Democratic votes to make up for possible defections on his side. This is Public News Service. New research shows medical copays are preventing incarcerated people from receiving medical care. While these fees may be as little as $2 to $5, families don't always have the funds to cover repeated doctor's visits. Wanda Bertram with the Prison Policy Initiative says copays are strategies states use to keep the number of sick calls down.
And that's not because people are making frivolous requests. It's because prisons often don't have the resources and simply don't want to deal with what it would take to actually give incarcerated people the care they need.
Nearly 1 in 5 people nationwide have not seen a doctor since entering state prison, according to the Prison Policy Initiative. Federal data shows people who are incarcerated are more likely to have high blood pressure, asthma, cancer, arthritis, and infectious diseases such as hepatitis C and HIV. A 2,000-mile bus trip has not deterred representatives from Southwest tribes from traveling to Washington, D.C. this week to support expansion of the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act. Roz Brown reports.
RICA provides health screenings and financial aid for people sickened by testing of nuclear weapons in the 1940s. Tina Cordova with New Mexico's Tularosa Basin Downwinders Consortium is traveling with members from the Laguna and Acoma Pueblos and the Navajo Nation. She notes that expansion of RICA is supported in the Senate, but Republican Speaker Mike Johnson has blocked a vote in the U.S. House.
It's very disappointing that somebody who has so much power can simply say something like it's going to cost too much, and that work. It's obscene.
Expansion of the bill would, for the first time, benefit thousands of New Mexicans from the area surrounding the Trinity test site.
A storm system in the Caribbean is expected to intensify over the Gulf of Mexico before striking the U.S. Gulf Coast as Hurricane Helene by the end of the week. Hurricane and tropical storm watches are in effect for parts of Mexico and Cuba, and similar alerts are expected for parts of the U.S. Now to the Atlantic coast, where anglers want stricter regulations to help improve stocks of herring, a forage fish vital to a healthy ocean ecosystem.
The population was once depleted from decades of overfishing and has struggled to recover, impacting the health of larger prized fish up the food chain. Rich Hittinger with the Rhode Island Saltwater Anglers Association says that hurts local fishermen and the small coastal businesses that support them.
We see the striped bass and the other fish not showing up in an area because the forage fish aren't there.
Anglers have asked the New England Fishery Management Council to reestablish a 12-mile offshore buffer zone for large herring trawlers. Nearly all respondents to a recent public comment period backed further actions to protect the Atlantic herring and other forage fish. A recent assessment of Atlantic herring stock shows little progress has been made in rebuilding the population.
That was Catherine Carley reporting. This is Mary Sherman for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
KCHW is online at kchw.org. Listen to the live stream, find out about station events, memberships, local weather, and volunteering. You're listening to KCHW 102.7.
Put that cookie down now!
That's right, because we're back. It's KCHW 102.7. You've got Scott and his sister Val on a Tuesday.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Thanks for staying with us through the break. I see a few of you still logged on to Facebook, so thank you very much. And we bring you part 2 of this morning show, which we will kick off with some celebrity birthdays. And there is only one person on this list, Val, will you roll it out, that I have heard of before?
I know, I'm thinking the same thing. Gordon Clapp, who is in NYPD Blue and Chicago Fire, is 76 today.
Okay.
Kevin Sorbo, which I think is the one we know, right?
Yep.
He was Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, and a show that I don't know if I'd heard, God's Not Dead. Uh-huh. And he's 66 today.
Wow, Kevin Sorbo. Oh, sorry. No, I was the wrong button. No, it wasn't.
Nia Vardalos from My Big Fat Wedding, 62 today. Ian Bowen from Yellowstone and TV's Teen Wolf is 48. And finally, Ben Platt from Dear Evan Hansen is 31.
I've never even heard of that show.
Me neither.
Yeah. All right. It must be network television. It happened today. I call it history, and we'll start off in 1948 when the Honda Motor Company was founded. 1948.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I would have never guessed it was that old.
1960, USS Enterprise, first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, was launched at Newport News, Virginia. Now, wouldn't it be funner if it was the actual Starship Enterprise?
I know it.
Yeah.
Just stole the name.
1968, 60 Minutes premiered on CBS, but just know with commercials, it's only around 42 minutes. 1977, The Love Boat premiered on ABC.
The Love Boat.
Stop singing! Well, it's no wonder you don't have any friends.
You're just asking for that. Yeah, asking for that. The only thing the Love Boat was missing was a little guy going, to plane! To plane!
Weren't they on like at the same time, like one following the other, though? Yeah. It feels like, you just watched The Love Boat and immediately watched, what was it called? Fantasy Island. There you go. It took me a second.
Yep. Those two shows pretty much just summed up my life. All right, 2006, 3-year-old British boy showed what a genius he was at bidding on internet by buying a car off eBay. Rachel and Jack Neal said their son Jack recently purchased a pink car through eBay for $17,000. The Neals found out about Jack's endeavor when they received a congratulatory message. Thanks for buying my pink Cadillac.
For $17,106.
Oh. 2017, polystyrene trash was discovered only 1,000 miles from the North Pole for the first time.
Yikes.
And now it's in your loins, according to tests. Drew, 22, you're giggling in the background. Why are you giggling? All right, 2020, David Attenborough broke Jennifer Aniston's record as the fastest person to reach 1 million followers on Instagram. And 2023, Taylor Swift attended the first Chiefs game at Arrowhead Stadium to cheer on Travis Kelce, and they're still together.
I know it. Oh, that must be a new Taylor Swift record.
Yeah, breaking records. Wow, they've been talking about marriage. That'll ruin it all.
Oh,
just saying. Nah, maybe it'll work. Maybe she found the one.
I hope so.
And she doesn't have to
Everybody
worry.
deserves to be happy.
And she doesn't have to worry about him stealing her money.
True.
Right. All right. Special events. They're brought to us by my sister.
All right. Today is Kiss Day.
Ooh.
That's Kiss, Kiss Day.
So if you could kiss anyone beside your husband today, who would it be, Val? And it can't be the dog or the cat.
All right. Chris Hemsworth.
Does your husband know about that?
He does.
Huh. Strange thing is I'm kind of bored. I might kiss Chris Hemsworth too.
It is the Bluebird of Happiness Day.
The Bluebird of Happiness. Is that when you get that giant bus RV, the Bluebird?
I was thinking it was more off color than that.
Oh, no. Bluebirds.
It's not?
No. Bluebirds have long been associated with joy, happiness, and luck. It's Bluebird Day.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, glad to know that because I thought it was something else.
You're welcome.
It is Cherry's Jubilee Day.
I don't think I've ever had that. No. What is it?
I don't. I thought it was like some.
We're so what would you call that? We're so not
uneducated.
Yeah, that too. It's chocolate covered cherries, I guess. What is the meaning?
It's a refreshing dessert, especially after a hearty meal. Let's see, what does it have in it? Cooked white sugar, cornstarch, water, orange juice, Bang or other dark cherries, grated orange zest, vanilla bean ice cream over the top of it, I guess. So yeah, you cook it all up and then it's basically like sugared up cherries and you put ice cream over the top.
I've got one here that says a dessert of black cherries that have been flambéed with brandy and spooned over vanilla ice cream.
Well,
that sounds
even better.
Yeah, I knew that sounds way more up your alley.
I know it.
You could make that.
You know what? I just missed a quarter cup brandy because it was at the end.
Oh.
I mean, who puts brandy at the end? It should be listed by the number, what has the most ingredients. Should be brandy.
Yeah. Okay. Last one?
All right. Punctuation Day.
There's your punctuation. Number for the day is 10.
That's right.
That's the percentage of young men in the U.S. who show behavior that indicates a gambling problem compared to just 3% of the general population. Young men have gambling problems? I never heard that before.
Ooh.
It's horrible.
I hadn't either.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on to news and nuggets this morning. We got a few stories on the lighter side. First one, in an ongoing battle against retail crime, locked display cases have become a common sight in many stores across the country. However, a recent survey suggests that this theft prevention measure may be causing more harm than good. According to the survey, only 32% of shoppers will bother to ask an employee to unlock the display case. I'm on with that. I've done that before. Retailers clothing major chains like Target have resorted to locking up inventory due to concerns over organized retail crime, despite some experts suggesting the extent of the issue is exaggerated.
Exaggerated. So you would think their loss, whatever, loss prevention, whatever they lose from theft, would be way less than what they're losing from sales.
Yeah, because if 32% of people aren't going to ask them to open it. That's a lot. I know where that number though falls off is if it's the liquor cabinet.
Yes.
People will ask you to open that.
And people are going, they're going to ask to have it open. So you don't have to worry about that one.
Yeah. So if you only did that with like toilet paper and liquor or things like that people really want.
Yeah. So this just came up yesterday. I went shopping for a new purse, and any of the purses that were about $35 had one of those lock cables through them. And it was really hard because you couldn't take it and put it over your shoulder. Some of them you couldn't really even open to see what was in there. And I did finally ask the one that I wanted. I asked somebody to come take it, unlock it for me. But yeah, I just thought that was really interesting because, I mean, you might just go, oh, forget it. I'm either going to buy a cheaper one or I'm not going to buy it all because it's locked down. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I suppose it's something easy to throw over your shoulder and not even get noticed as you walk out the store.
Well, I suppose that's completely true. They wouldn't know that it's not the purse you came in with, right?
Sure. That'd be an easy one, I think.
That makes sense. Yeah, you're probably really right on that one. So,
all right. Tell us about lottery tickets, Val.
All right. 4 suspects were arrested after crashing a truck into a convenience store in San Francisco to steal $350 worth of lottery tickets. Surveillance footage showed a hooded individual entering through the wall created by the truck and grabbing lottery tickets before fleeing the scene. Local residents provided additional surveillance footage to assist police in identifying the subjects.
Well, if they would have got a winner, it would have been real easy to arrest them, too, because all those tickets are numbered. So they're going to know exactly what stretch of tickets that were numbered and stolen. So when you go to turn that back in, you're going to get busted. That's dumb criminals for sure.
Do you remember it was a story quite a while back about the lady who tried to alter her scratch ticket?
Yes.
In order to win money, and then if she'd have just left it alone, it would have been worth $5,000. You remember that? I think it was a scratch ticket, but it was some sort of lottery ticket. Yeah. So, yeah.
Good idea. Yeah. What's that?
Yeah.
He had an idea. All right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Next story. America has a fat cat epidemic. Study out of the Virginia Maryland College of Veterinary Medicine. I know this. You've seen my cat. All right. Found more than 50% of the nation's kitties are overweight or obese. The extra weight may mean extra fluff and cuteness, but it also means additional health problems. I know a lot of people that have cats that are, especially indoor cats that are fixed. I think they have that problem maybe more than others of getting chubby.
And it's the same with dogs, though, right? I mean, a lot of dogs get a little bit chubbier. So, you know what I found with my cats? They get chubby during the winter, but both of them are indoor or outdoor. And so all summer long, they're out hunting. And by fall, they're very thin. So
trim back down.
They chunk up during the winter and then slim back down. So,
all right. You want to do the next cat story? I thought that one was pretty cool, too.
All right. How far do I have to scroll down to find
it's
the
right
other
under
cat
the half of all cats are too fat.
Oh, okay. They just didn't. Yeah. Cats form strong bonds with people just like dogs do. I think we can attest to that. Mm-hmm. Watch out, Oscar. Cats also have what it takes to be man's best friend. Scientists at the Oregon State University prove that cats do get attached to their human owners just like dogs. They're just often too aloof to show it. Using their university's specialized human-animal interaction lab, pretty fancy, the scientists put more than 100 felines through tests to show how strongly they were attached to humans after short absences. The test showed that the cats share social traits once attributed to dogs and humans. The majority of cats are securely attached to their owner and use them as a source of security.
I knew that. My past cat, she screamed when you left the house. And closed it. My neighbor's told me. So do you know when you leave, your cat howls for like 5 minutes? Yeah, they get very attached. She hated to be alone. She woke up in the middle of the night and everybody went to bed and nobody woke her up and said, if she's sleeping in the living room and said, hey, we're going to bed, or coaxed her to go to bed. She would wake up in the dark in the living room in the middle of the night and just sit there and scream bloody murder till somebody called her. Mm-hmm. It's cute, She'd come running into your room going, meow, 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 meow. She was all just petrified because she was left alone. Very, very human.
My 20-year-old cat, he got that like that as he got older, and I think he had a little bit of dementia, but he would forget where he was or where everybody else was, and he'd start carrying on, and you'd have to holler for him. And then he kind of, okay, that's where everybody went. So poor old man. But, it's funny the other day because, how cats normally ignore you and they don't even you don't even know if their ears don't even twitch or anything, and so they're just simply ignore you. And it was so funny. I was talking to Lily, and it was like she turned her ears to listen to what I was saying, and I'm like, that's a cardinal sin amongst cat species, I'm sure, to acknowledge that I just talked to you.
It could have been anything.
Yeah, exactly. What? I didn't know you were actually talking to me. They're funny.
All right, let's see. A couple more here. School resource officer at Marble Falls High School in Texas accidentally shot himself just hours before a football game, prompting 3 quick-thinking students to step in and assist him. Incident occurred when the officer's firearm discharged while he was seated, causing an injury to his leg. Fortunately, the 3 junior ROTC students were nearby and sprang into action, applying a tourniquet to the officer's leg and swiftly calling 911 for assistance. Their quick thinking and effective response helped stabilize the injured officer until responders arrived on the scene. Good job, guys.
You know what? I'm kind of fixated on in this whole story is that a school resource officer had a gun.
Well, that's a thing nowadays, isn't it?
Especially in Texas, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But, because here in Deer Park, we had resource officers, but there was no firearm attached to them.
In Texas, even a dentist has a gun.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
This is a really interesting story. The
Okay.
next one.
All right, go ahead.
Imagine being kidnapped as a child and living an entire lifetime away from your family. For Luis Armando Albino, this was a reality. Abducted at the age of 6 from an Oakland, California park in 1951, he was missing for over 70 years until he was recently found through a combination of old photos, newspaper clippings, and DNA testing.
Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow. That is crazy. It was his niece who played a crucial role in the search for her long-lost uncle. After taking an online DNA in 2020, his niece discovered a match that led her to Albino. With the help of law enforcement agencies, they were able to locate him on the East Coast and bring him back to Oakland to reunite with his family. Wow.
That's crazy.
That's really crazy. They don't mention who he was abducted by, but yeah, just all that DNA testing. Isn't that wild? You find him after 70 years.
There's a little bit more there. It says June 2024, the FBI facilitated a reunion, including his older brother, Roger, who was with him on the day of the abduction. Unfortunately, Roger passed away in August shortly after the reunion. Albino was a retired firefighter and Marine Corps veteran. It's funny, he went through his whole life and never it sounds like he never even knew he'd been abducted as a child.
Probably not, or was such abducted at the age of 6. I mean, you would think there was some sort of memory there, but yeah, I mean, you could be told all sorts of stuff and believe it at 6 years old, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Crazy.
All right, last one here. This could be important. Are you a coffee lover? You might have more reasons to cherish your morning brew. Recent studies suggest that moderate coffee consumption could lower your risk of developing heart conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Researchers collected data from over 500,000 British adults and found that those who drank about 3 cups of coffee a day or consumed 300 milligrams of caffeine per day had a significantly lower risk of developing multiple cardiometabolic diseases.
Because I had that recent heart issue, I just saw my cardiologist this week, and that was a question that came up, because you think, well, if you're having heart palpitations and stuff like that you should probably cut back in your caffeine. And he said there's no real research to back that up unless you're drinking massive amounts of caffeine, that it's actually just fine.
Over the past 15 years of doing this show, I can't remember one story about coffee being bad for you. It's all the benefits, right down to saying that they say it helps ward off dementia and Alzheimer's.
I think what maybe where it gets to be an issue is if you're having the double mocha latte from Starbucks
sugar,
or something.
Yeah.
Right, but if it's and I think my half and half, I don't believe is bad for me at all. So mine's actually probably pretty good.
There you go.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think
At
half
least
half's
that's what I'll
bad
tell
unless
myself.
you put the whole quart in there like I do. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, Val, are
That
you
might
ready?
be a problem.
Are you ready to wrap up this show?
Sure thing.
All right. Well, do that thing then.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Oh, I saw the last news attack and it made me laugh out loud. All right, here comes your news attack. The first sentence is true. The second sentence is a big fat lie. And here comes Val. And she froze.
Mine just got the fossil within. Am I frozen?
Yeah, you're back now, so start over.
Am I coming back?
Yes, you are. You're a little
Okay.
grainy. You're
Scientists
pixelated.
discover the fossil. I don't know why I'm glitching all of a sudden. We've made it through the whole show this way,
No,
right?
you glitched a couple times this morning already.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's the story of my life, just glitchy.
Yeah.
I'm going to try one more time. Scientists discover the fossil of the dinosaur with an incredibly large nose. The cause of the extinction was nonstop bullying.
Police in Germany were called out to a house by neighbors complaining about the loud noise and found a dog who figured out how to turn up the TV volume full blast with a remote control. Cops couldn't arrest the dog, so they will train him on how to use the closed caption button. That's good.
A survey of college students found that 25% of them would sell body parts to help pay for their education. Of course they would. After 4 years of frat parties, your liver and kidneys aren't worth anything anyway.
Wow. What body part would you sell?
I don't know. What does somebody want to buy? I mean, it would have to be an organ, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think I need mine.
You know, it's pretty bad that college debt is so horrible that you're willing to sell a body part in order to not be steeped in debt.
I'd sell a gallbladder, but nobody needs those.
True.
Hey.
Appendix.
Yeah. I heard you can live without your spleen. Does anybody need a spleen? Spleen. Going once. Okay, sorry. Is it back to you?
No, I just did the frat party one.
Oh,
so
okay.
You're up.
Study finds that people who work extra hours are more likely to drink more. So apparently they're just working overtime to pay for cocktails.
You know, some of these studies we've said before, is that really a necessary study? Because it seems pretty evident to me. Researchers found that playing video games is actually good for your eyes, and despite all those warnings from your parents, they won't make you blind.
Huh.
But they will make your girlfriend disappear.
More research. Scientists had success being able to tell which words a person has just heard by examining their brain. They said the discovery put us one step closer to actually reading someone's thoughts. Aren't enough marriages already in trouble? Can I read your thoughts? No.
A study finds that women who live near greenery live longer. The study found that men who live greenery also live longer, but only if the greenery is a golf course.
True. All right. And we heard about this in the first part of the show. Kmart will be down to one store in the nation by the end of next month. Kmart's new marketing strategy is exclusive access to anyone who can still find a store.
Oh boy.
How do you scuttle a major business like that? I mean, they had to really try to scuttle that. I mean, look at the success still of stores like Walmart and Target. And how do you scuttle something like Kmart? It's pretty sad.
Yep, exactly. All right, we're moving on to Wacky But True.
Yes, we only add sound effects and movie clips and television clips to these stories. They are totally true. Val kicks it off.
All right, for nearly 5 decades, a mysterious disappearance had left travelers on the M6 motorway in England puzzled. A sign telling travelers of food and restrooms ahead vanished without a trace. Recently, it was revealed that the sign had been removed almost 50 years ago due to safety concerns related to corrosion. But thanks to the efforts of a dedicated government employee, the sign was recently rescued and given a new home. No, on the motorway, but at a transportation museum.
Huh. That is kind of like a non-story, isn't it?
It is.
Let's see if we can jazz it up.
This is wrong! We're lost! He led us down a maze!
We're not lost. We're on our way to Delhi.
Audrey, when they close the road, they put up big signs, like this one.
I may be missing some individual structures, but there are no cities, ports, roads, bridges, dams. There's just no sign of civilization at all.
All is lost. We're all doomed.
All right, 36-year-old man in Thailand was arrested for performing. I did not read this story in advance, and I'm trying to think of how do I get around that? Yeah, for men. All right, 36-year-old man in Thailand arrested performing enlargement procedures for men for 2 decades without a medical license. Wow, I ought to find totally different sound effects for this story if I would have read it correctly. Wow, how did I miss that word? It's only 5 letters, begins with a P. All right, despite only having a 9th grade education, Sitcorn Songressy operated on patients at a townhouse. That should be a first sign. If your doctor's in an apartment building, he's not your doctor. All right.
No kidding.
Especially if you're going in for an enlargement. He advertised his services on social media. Also another sign probably that you shouldn't shop there. He was conducting surgeries on 2 to 3 patients monthly. Songsri was self-taught at implants since the age of 14 and was reported self-taught. Should I emphasize that?
Did he practice on himself?
Yeah, can I practice on you? I want to be a doctor. An implant doctor for men. He's been doing implants or practicing since age 14, as we said, self-taught, and reported by a patient who suffered severe infections after an undercover sting operation. Who signs up for that?
No kidding.
Authorities arrested Songsri, who admitted to performing procedures for 20 years.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I would have had totally different sound effects.
He's bled a lot.
We need a doctor. Look at his face.
What seems to be wrong with him?
Well, I may not be the best doctor in the world, but I reckon I'm the best one practicing without a license.
I don't think that guy's a real doctor. What do you think there, RJ? RJ?
Suppose I told you that I really brought you here to kill you. I'm a doctor, not an engineer.
Well, I'm a doctor, not a mechanic.
I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer. I'm a doctor, not an escalator. I'm a doctor, not a coal miner.
I think he's a coal miner.
Wow. Oh, my
I
goodness.
wish you would have got that
story.
I wish you would have got it. I mean, I don't think I've ever been so hung up on the radio before. I was like, how am I going to get around that word?
I think mine is a lot more calm here.
Okay, thank you.
Some of us will be remembered for being good teachers, good sports coaches, good radio personalities, or good community leaders. A guy in Minnesota will forever be remembered for being good at tossing tortillas. This man, Aaron Nyenbar, holds a Guinness record for furthest tortilla throw, hurling the disc-shaped food item a distance of 119 feet.
Well, got to be good at something, right?
You know what these people, the villagers, have been eating ever since we got here? Tortillas and a few beans, that's all.
If your father comes home and there are no tortillas, he will shout.
You stop playing with your food or I'll give you something to cry about.
Magic beans, indeed.
You got beans in the tortilla? That's the best I could do. I'm sorry. Sorry. All right, thieves. No, it's you.
No, it's you. I did the tortilla tossing.
I'm still messed up after the second story. Thieves who broke into a delivery truck in a parking lot in Sweden made off with about 150,000 pairs of reading glasses. reading glasses.
Time out. Bad idea.
Ideas so dumb and bad that no one would ever think they could possibly be useful.
I agree. Bad idea.
This was such a bad idea.
Makes you feel any better? I forgot my reading glasses.
Good. Wow.
Oh, boy. In an unusual start to the school year, a black bear cub wandered into a middle school cafeteria in Aspen, Colorado. Authorities responded to the incident on Monday morning. Students and teachers were promptly evacuated to ensure safety while responders worked to remove the bear. The cub was safely relocated, allowing normal school activities to resume by 9:30 a.m.
Can you imagine how disappointed the kids were?
Yes.
Thinking they're going to get off a whole day because there's a bear.
Ooh, I done a bad thing.
Why did I ever invite that bear to lunch? Why? Why?
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
These bears are wild, mind you, not trained carnival bears with little tats.
Is that tats or hats?
I don't know. It sounded like tats, but I bet you it was hats.
I bet you it was hats. All right, a woman in China was mugged, but at the time didn't realize she'd been stabbed as well. In fact, 4 months went by. She had no clue that a 6-inch knife blade was completely buried in her buttocks.
Ow!
Ow! And it was only after complaining of stomach pains that doctors did an x-ray and found the blade pressing into her bladder. Ow.
Wow.
Yeah, so what did Scott do? I created an all-new butt montage.
Your butt's getting bigger. We thought you were a dragon.
How about I draw a line down the middle of your head so it looks like a butt?
There's an arrow in your butt.
Oh, hey, do me a favor, grab my butt. Oh, that feels better.
What, you want me to come out looking like you? Cactus butt?
What's the first rule of hero's duty?
No cuts, no butts, no coconuts.
No. Yep.
Oh, goodness.
All right, last story. All you, Val.
Last story. All right, I was just looking at some comments. I'll read them after this last story.
Okay.
All right. A policeman in Sweden noticed 2 men tussling on the sidewalk. One of the men said, "We've just swapped trousers." The other man told a different story. He said he was walking down the street when the first man jumped him, yanked off his pants, and tossed a pair of sweatpants at him in exchange. The officer determined that the assailant had been refused entry at a nearby pub because he wasn't properly dressed, and apparently decided that the passing victim wore the right size for him. The thief was told to swap the pants back and then arrested for theft.
I'm just going to hide in this bush till somebody the same size as me walks by, and then I'm going to steal their pants.
Drop the pants, now.
I'm actually taking them back right now. Taking them back to the pants store.
Oh, that's a relief. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to use a liar pants on fire defense.
Have I focused too much on my boots and all my fame and my stretchy pants?
Well, hello, Mr.
Fancy Pants. Or Mr. Fancy No Pants at all. All right, that's our odd news for today. Val checking in on Facebook. What do you got, Val?
Oh, Carrie just said that coffee is good for you. She said just a few years back, the doctor said, oh, not to take any aspirin. Then they would not even allow you any other pain pills that came out. She says it's just crazy, the issues that go on, and she says she's hoping I am going to be great. I am great. Doctor said nothing to truly be seriously worried about. He believes that my atrial flutter was completely brought on by my recent case of COVID. And he doesn't think he doesn't think I'll ever have an issue unless maybe I have another episode of COVID. So, but anyway, other than that, I got a clean bill of health.
All right. You can take that to heart.
Yeah. And then Ron just checked in to say good morning, you two. So thanks for listening.
And Ron's nickname is Chuck. So
Come on, Chuck. You can't just swim, eat grapes, and play around all the time.
Which is literally what Ron does. When I play it for my other Chuck, it's a joke. He doesn't do that, but Ron literally does.
How do you keep track of all the Chucks in your life?
I don't know. What's great is he started that as a nickname for me, and I didn't like it, so I started calling him Chuck back, and now we call each other Chuck. And what's really funny is one day we were sitting at a bar, and we keep referring to each other as Chuck, in our conversation. And finally, the bartender leans into us and he says, "Wait a minute, both your names are Chuck?" And in unison, we went, "Yeah." What's your problem? Oh. All right.
I thought you'd just both say no.
On the radio tonight, it is the one and only Dr. Jazz. 3 hours of jazz music between 6 and 9. Don't forget, every night at 6 we start different genres of music. So I think we're up to over 20 genres in a week. All right. Then at 9 o'clock, it's a soul show. A couple hours of soul music for you as well. And then late night, always a great mix of hard rock and upbeat pop music to get you through the night. And let's see, tomorrow morning, you've got Paula and Sharon and Chuck, and they give you the community lowdown. You'll find everything that's coming up in the near future right here in Chewelah and, of course, all of Stevens County. And then, Val, I had something I was going to ask you, and it just slipped my mind. All right, do your goodbye thing or words of wisdom.
All right, I'll do my goodbye thing. Just be kind to one another today. The sun is out. It's beautiful. Be happy and be kind.
Oh, that's so sweet. She always sends out the good vibes. And this is more my style. This is how we wrap up the morning show at KCHW.
Great job, team. Head back to base for debriefing and cocktails.
I made it a little easier, didn't I? We're done. Cocktails. Well, I don't know about you, Val. It's 9 there. It's noon here. I can have a cocktail.
You can.
Yeah. Have a great day. Keep on listening to Northern Lights Public Radio, KCHW 102.7. And thank you so much for letting us be here.
I'm a voter. Aren't you supposed to lie to me and kiss my butt?
Hello world, hear the song that we're singing. Come on, get happy.
Happy. It's 9:02.
Your KCHW morning show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light.